The night that changed everything. They say you never forget your first time. I don't know if that's true, but I do know this. I'll never forget the night my best friend, the straight guy I'd secretly wanted for years, climbed into my bed and made me his. I should have stopped him. I didn't, because I had always told him that if he ever wanted me, he could have me. And for years, he never did. Until that night, until his world fell apart. And he decided I was the one thing he could hold on to. It was just one night, but it changed everything. And the worst part? By morning, he was already pretending it never happened.
I had been in love before. Or at least, I thought I had. 3 years with Rachel, planning futures we'd never have, talking about apartments we'd never move into, and picking out baby names for kids that were never going to exist. Then, in a single conversation, she ended it. Just like that. I don't think this is working anymore. I thought I would be angry. I thought I would fight. Instead, I just sat there, listening to her tell me why I wasn't enough. So, I drank. And then I went home. Our dorm was dark, just the hum of the mini fridge breaking the silence. He was already in bed. My best friend. The one who had been there through everything. The one who had never asked me to be anything I wasn't. The one who once told me, if you ever want to experiment, you could always use me. I had laughed at the time. Brushed it off. I wasn't like that. But that night, I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel like anyone. You asleep? No answer. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe I just wanted to be close to someone. Maybe I wanted to prove that I could still feel something. I slid into his bed. I shouldn't have done it. But he didn't stop me. I hesitated at first, but when he didn't move, I let my hands roam, learning him in ways I never had before. My best friend. My safety net. The one person who never turned his back on me. I should have stopped. But I didn't. For one night, I let myself cross a line I never thought I'd even approach. And he let me. I don't know if I regret it. I just know I'll never forget it.
I knew something was wrong the second Jake walked in. He wasn't himself. His usual confidence, his easy smile was all gone. "She's really gone," he muttered. "I'm sorry, man." I wanted to say more, to tell him she didn't deserve him, that she was a fool for walking away, but I knew he wouldn't hear me. He was drowning in it. I stayed quiet, pretended to be asleep when he asked. And then I felt him move. The mattress dipped under his weight, a slow breath against my neck. Then his hand. My body tensed for just a second, not out of fear, out of shock. I had wanted this, fantasized about it more times than I'd ever admit, but I never thought it would actually happen. Not with Jake. But here he was, touching me, needing me. I could have stopped him, but I didn't want to. I turned to face him. Our eyes met, and for the first time, I saw something in them I'd never seen before. Vulnerability, need, maybe even curiosity. No words were spoken. There were no declarations of love, no promises, just hands and mouths and bodies. For one night, I was his. For one night, he let me be. By morning, everything would go back to normal. Or maybe it never would.
Morning came too soon. The first thing I noticed was warmth, his body still close to mine, my arms still draped over his waist. The second thing I noticed was the realization of what I had done. Fuck. I stayed still, afraid to move, afraid to breathe too loud. My head was pounding from the whiskey, but that wasn't why my stomach felt like it was tying itself into knots. I had crossed a line. I had touched him, held him, used him as a woman, at least for the night. And he had let me. My mind raced, searching for excuses, explanations. It was just the alcohol. Just the breakup. Just a mistake. I wanted to believe that. I needed to. But then he shifted, stirring awake. I closed my eyes, pretending to still be asleep. I couldn't face him. Not yet. Maybe not ever. What the hell was I supposed to say?
I woke up before he did. His arm was still around me, his body still pressed against mine. For a few seconds, I let myself believe that this was real, that maybe this was the start of something. But then reality set in. He was going to regret this. I could already feel it. The way his breathing had changed. The way his body had tensed slightly, as if he was already thinking of how to undo what had happened. I didn't want to be a mistake. Carefully, I shifted out from under his arm, slipping out of bed as quietly as I could. I grabbed some clothes and headed to the bathroom, needing a moment to breathe. To collect myself before he woke up, an inevitable awkward conversation began. I stared at myself in the mirror. What did you expect? I had known Jake for years. He wasn't like me. He wasn't looking for what I was looking for. I had been his girlfriend for the night, but that didn't mean I'd be anything to him in the morning.
When I finally opened my eyes, he was gone. Not out of the dorm, just out of the bed. The other side was empty, sheets slightly rumpled, the warmth already fading. I sat up, running a hand through my hair, trying to shake the weight of last night off me. But it clung to me. I heard the bathroom door open. He walked out, dressed, his expression unreadable. And that's when I realized, he wasn't going to bring it up first. He was giving me the choice. I was just using him as a release after the breakup.
I waited for him to say something, anything, but he just sat there, rubbing his hands together like he was trying to warm them up, or maybe trying to figure out what the hell to say. So, I made it easier for him. You don't have to freak out, Jake. His head snapped up. I'm not freaking out. Okay. Silence. It was just a weird night, he finally said. You know, I was drunk, and what? I didn't let him finish. It's fine, because I already knew how this conversation was going to go. He was going to minimize it, reduce it to alcohol, to a bad decision made in a haze of heartbreak. He was going to pretend it meant nothing, and I was going to have to pretend I was okay with that. We don't have to talk about it, I said, giving him an out, if that's what you want. Yeah, he exhaled. I think that's best. He thought that was best. Of course, he did.
I could see it in his eyes, disappointment. And I hated it. I hated that I was the one who put it there. I should have said something different. Should have told him I didn't regret it, that it was fun, that yeah, maybe it was mostly the alcohol, but some part of me had wanted it. Wanted something. A release. But I didn't know how to say that. And I was scared. So I let him think it was nothing. Because I didn't want to lose him as a friend. And I let myself believe that things could go back to normal. Or maybe, just maybe, we could have some fun on the side again, as long as we both understood what it was. Just a release. Nothing more. Because it could never be more. I'm straight. I want to get married. Have kids. If she hadn't broken up with me, this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have needed to feel his warmth. I wouldn't have taken him. I never wanted to mess up our friendship. But maybe I already had.